Welcome to Career Tipper Podcast, hosted by Michelle Beatty. The Career Tipper Podcast is a motivational resource that shares career and entrepreneurial tips by industry experts that will help amazing people evolve to their professional best. And now your host, Michelle Beatty.
Episode 13 of the Career Tipper Podcast features Cassie Manning. Cassie is a self-taught artist that is based in the UK. She has inspired women to accomplish their dreams, their next level of greatness, and promote acceptance of their authentic self through her varied medium art. Cassie is going to share her journey to becoming a professional artist, along with sharing a few strategies and resources that has helped her grow her evolving brand of illustrations, Nubian Rock Chick. I'm your host, Michelle Beatty, career confidence author and coach. Cassie, welcome to the Career Tipper Podcast.
Hi. What an intro.
Thank you so much for joining me. I am so tickled because I think there are a lot of people that are budding artists and they're just not confident in taking that step to becoming a professional artist, or they're just like, it's something exclusive for them. But I think art is for everyone, and I think anyone that's artist can share.
For sure. And people think that you have to be really skilled at it, and it's just something that's natural. But everyone can learn to do it. Everyone can do art, and everyone can learn it. So, and it's really relaxing and therapeutic, I think.
So what was your journey, Cassie, to becoming a professional artist? Because I know you were in corporate for a little bit, and then you transitioned into this. So what was that for you?
I've always loved fashion and drawing from a very, very young age. So I did, at high school in the UK, we have something called GCSEs. So I did all that. I went to school and did all that stuff at high school. But during high school, I had come towards the end of high school, you have these careers advisor meetings, and she advised me. She kind of strayed me away from art, and she put me on to, because I had a love for fashion, she put me on to something called fashion buying, because I guess their aim is to always try and get people to do business-like things, because, art is not considered a career for sometimes in some people's eyes. So she put me onto something called fashion buying, which is kind of like the business side of fashion, how you get the fabrics in and all that type of stuff. So I kind of strayed away from art, and that's how I went to university to do fashion business management. So I did fashion buying for a good few years in corporate. But I felt unfulfilled. It wasn't really me. And at a time I decided, we got married. I got married to my husband, and I had kids. So then I was at home. I decided to be a stay-at-home mum, and I realised I didn't want to go back. But as most parents know, being parent is hard work, and it sometimes is stressful. So I got a little bit stressed trying to figure out motherhood. and then I kind of fell back in love with drawing again. So that was kind of my therapy to kind of get over the stresses of motherhood. So I started back drawing again, and I haven't stopped drawing since.
Well, your drawings are beautiful. Your illustrations, they are in my home, they're on my desktop at work, they're very inspiring, and I think it's great that's what I love about artists, because you never know who you're going to speak to, and it's great. One thing that attracts me to your artwork, I'm a woman of color, you're a woman of color, and I love to see a recent rendition of a woman of color. You'd make her every day, and you embrace the hair and the curves, and It's just very inspiring. And I'm like, okay, this is something that could be in someone's office. Not that any other work cannot be in someone's office, but it's it's not their, I guess, the traditional, if there is such a thing, Black art. So
I try and steer away from the naked, over-sexualized things. I like to paint women soft, happy, and positive view of how I like to see women, because, you know, sorry, that was my thing going off. I you know, a lot of people's art come from a place of sadness as well. I you know, everyone has struggles in their life, but I really want to focus on making people happy and smile. So that's kind of where my art comes from.
Well, I'm ready for every little daily dose you give of whatever lady comes up. I'm like, oh, she's great. So that's awesome. Now,
Thank you.
Lack of confidence, it can be a deal breaker for anybody on any industry. You don't go for the job, you don't pursue your dreams, or you just got set back by, you know, feedback or just something that didn't go the way you want it to, like you're a perfectionist and you're just like, I'm not sure how this is going to go for me. But what do you have to say to that person that is unsure of their ability to become a professional artist that attracts clients?
I would say keep going. I know it's hard, and self-doubt is a huge thing in art, but you just have to keep practicing every day, and have a little bit of quiet confidence that you know you can do it, and people will attract to your vibe. Once you know, do your thing, people will come to you.
Is it the consistency from your perspective, or?
Yeah, I think pretty much in all my life, whatever I've put my, you know, tried my hat, or is that the saying? Tried my hat to, you know, I don't know what the saying is, but, you know, everything that I've tried in life, whether I've done fashion buying, I've done, I've sold hair products, I've done fitness instructing. That is always something that has gotten me far, is being consistent. That's something that a lot of other people aren't really great at. Because I wouldn't say that I'm, you know, hugely skilled more than other artists, but I am consistent. And with consistency comes progress, and, you know, you can get a lot from doing something daily.
Definitely. Now, what about operations of your business? Because, you know, it's not just Dapple Light and charcoal and parchment paper. So what are a few must-have resources and products that you use from day to day for Nubian Rock Chick?
I am, as well as much as I love art, I am a quiet techie. I love technology. And something that I have and I use daily is my iMac or my MacBook Pro. Can't live without that. Before I started this journey, I used to have a Windows, a Windows laptop. But I upgraded to this and I love it. I wouldn't go back. So I really recommend iMacs and MacBook Pros. I love them. Something I also use daily is my Wacom Cintiq, which is a little electronic drawing tablet. So I like to edit my pictures using that, or if I draw digital art, I use that. And my phone, that's something I use daily. I have a Samsung S9 at the moment. But yeah, that is great for getting inspiration from social media, things like Pinterest. So those are the three things that I use, other than obviously my paint and paper and pencils.
Well, thanks for that share. Anyone listening, they might be able to research a little more and see, maybe do a quick audit of their supplies to check out something new. Now, Cassie, I know that you mentioned that you were into photography. I know that black and white photography is your thing. And yes. Then it is
black and white. That is my, what would you call it? My branding. My wedding was black and white. All my clothes are black. That's me, black and white.
I'm like, okay, I love your, I love the angles. I love your black and white photography. I like it when you share it on social media because they're very, very artistic. But it also captures everyday life from my perspective. And then I know that you're into video creation too.
I do like that because it's just another way to express yourself and I love editing. It's another techie aspect of something I like to try and figure out. I love figuring things out.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's an awesome thing.
Yeah, I love figuring things out because everything's all problem solving. Even the way I look at art, because I taught myself, I feel like it's problem solving. So I'm thinking, how can I draw this face? And I figure it out. It's the same with making videos and photography. So yeah.
Okay, so how has exploring photography and video creation, how has those forms assisted you in the process of mastering your illustrations? I know you said problem solving, but is there any other way that it's assisted you with your creativity?
It's just another outlet for me to express myself, really, because sometimes I can't get the vibe and all that type of thing just through my drawing. I like to kind of tell a story a bit more, and sometimes with photography and video you can kind of share more. You can share more of the process and you get more of the vibe of what I was thinking at the time. So yeah, I like to use it for those reasons.
Love it. Now, outside of your company website, which is beautiful, followers, it is beautiful. Followers can connect with you through Vario and Patreon. And I know that you have like awesome campaigns with them.
Yes, I'm newly onto, is it Vario? I don't know how you say it. It's quite buggy at the moment, Vero, or Vario. But yeah, I am using that. But I really love Patreon because it's another way for people to kind of help and support me and me give them a bit more than just sharing on Instagram, because I can give loyalties and rewards to people who support me on that social media. So I really like Patreon.
I think it's creative. I mean, I know a lot of people more and more are using it, and I love when artists use it too, because it's just another way. I like, how do you say it? Support me with a cup of coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Now, what's next for Nubian Rock Chick? Like, what's on the radar? I know you already mentioned that you're working on the calendar for 2019, getting some ideas, but what else do you have going on? Because you have a lifestyle side to Nubian Rock Chick, and you have your patrons.
There's so many things that I would like to create, but it's just me at home doing it all. There's so many things, but I want to expand more on, you know, the notebooks, and maybe make a planner for you guys. I would love to do that, but it takes a lot, and I'm still sourcing the right companies to work with to make a planner. But yeah, I just love this whole planning side, and on the other side of me as well, I'm a bit of a stationery geek. I love collecting stationery. I don't like writing in them because then you ruin them, but I love collecting stationery. I love stationery and planning. So yeah, I want to kind of develop that a bit more. So we'll see. Hopefully in the future I can make some more products like that.
Well, the stationery is adorable.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad guys are liking it. And they, at the moment, the stickers, they love the stickers so much.
They look beautiful. They look just like, well, of course they look just like the art, but it really does look like the art. Like, it doesn't seem as if the image is distorted in any way. It's very clear. I just want the best. I'm really hard on myself, and I just really want the best for my customers. So I really search for things to be the best quality they can. So I really do hope people do like the stickers. I painstakingly researched the paper for a long time. It's a journey picking, like, getting it right. Like, that's just entrepreneurship, solopreneurship, or, you know, if you're in a small business or any business, like, if you know what you want your customers to have, because, hey, that's your name out there, that's your product, and you want them to know, like, okay, I deliver excellence. So there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm always trying to improve, like, you know, when I send out prints, if there's something I can do to improve the paper or anything, I'm always trying to do it, because when I send something out, that's like a little bit of my heart. Like, I want the customer to be really happy when they open it. I want them to feel like they're getting something really special. Anyone can just throw something in an envelope and send it, but I really want the customer to feel like it's not just a purchase from a shop, that they're getting something special from me to them.
Totally. And as a recipient of your art, I have felt that way. So you do accomplish that, at least from my perspective, having experienced it. So I know that you have a grateful heart. You are consistently thanking your audience and followers and your clients, and you're always thanking them. And you're always like, I want to make sure that I'm being respectful to my followers just by, the etiquette that you extend to them. So how has demonstrating gratefulness resonated in your business?
I'm extremely grateful to them, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do this every day. I'm very lucky to be able to work from home and work around my kids, and you guys supporting me means I can do that. And it's really important to me, customer service and showing my gratitude. So it's just part of my ethos, which I hope it shows, or maybe I don't know, maybe not, but I hope it shows that it's part of my brand, the way I do things.
Yeah.
It's just about art. It's kind of a whole, like a lifestyle, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It is a lifestyle. I definitely feel like following you, I like to follow people where they are transparent like you. I think it just helps you connect in like what inspires you that day and the motivational piece, because you're always sharing motivational and success tips through your art and on social media. So where do you seek your motivation for that? Like to share the success tips and to keep up leveling your mindset and your work ethic, because you can tell you are hard on yourself. So where does that come from for you?
I'm very hard on myself. Yeah. A lot of how my art starts out is often something that I've thought about myself, or a conversation I've had with someone, or a picture or something someone might have said that has put themselves down, or I'm very hard on myself. So I really want to kind of encourage women to not have this such self-sabotaging kind of behavior to themselves. So that's kind of where that all stems from. I'm not saying I'm fabulous, I need a lot of work, but that's kind of where my motivating and inspirational part of that side comes from, because I just really want to teach us ladies that we don't have to have this such negative talk to ourselves, and also for children. I want to leave a legacy for my daughter, because I think when I was growing up that this such negative self-talk had quite an impact on me, and maybe I could have been doing this a lot many years before. I could have been on my journey many years before if I didn't have such a negative self-talk to myself. So this is kind of why I do it, because I want women and my children to kind of feel positive, and that's where how I try to tell the story through art and motivate and kind of mesh them together. Well, I hope that's what I do anyway.
You put it out there. The energy is positive. However people transmit it to themselves, it is what it is. But you're coming from an awesomely positive place, so no worries.
Yeah, that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
positive vibes only, as I say.
Totally. Now, I know earlier you mentioned that you are a journaling advocate. You promote it, and you shared that it's been a beneficial practice for you. And I know that you mentioned earlier, that you do the stickers and the dashboards, but why do you think it's so important for business owners specifically to journal? What's the magic to that from your perspective?
Well, for me personally, I am naturally a very disorganized person. So journaling and writing things down is a must, because otherwise, for me, and as an artist as well, I I feel like I try to describe myself as having so many tabs in my head, because I've got so many things that I'm thinking about that I want to do, that I want to paint. I've got this to ship out. I've got this thing to do next. And if I don't write it down, it's just going to get jumbled. So in business, you're not going to have, there's so many aspects in business. There's so many things to think about. You have to somewhat plan. Otherwise, it's not going to work out.
True, indeed. So, Cassie, thank you so much for being a guest on the Career Tipper podcast. And before we leave, please share your favorite quote or affirmation that keeps you creating career tipping moments.
I have so many, but as you've seen from my page, but the one sentence that I say, and I have that pretty much written everywhere, is positive vibes only. If you are letting negative vibes in, you're not going to succeed. It's just going to promote bad energy towards you. You're not going to feel motivated to do things. So I always take an aspect of being positive vibes only. That is what the aura you need around you.
You do need positive energy. Everyone should experience positive energy on a consistent basis.
Yes. Well, it might not always be as easy to, it's easier said than done sometimes, but sometimes you kind of have to force that. And if there's something negative in your life, you kind of just need to remove it. And that's the kind of things that I did that allowed me to get to this place where I am today.
It's a journey. It's such a journey.
It is, yeah.
So, Cassie, please share how listeners can get in touch with you.
You can find me at, my main hangout is Instagram. So it's instagram.com/Nubian Rock Chick. But I'm also on Facebook, YouTube, Vero. What else am I on? I'm everything. You can find me everywhere. Just type in the Nubian Rock Chick handle and you should find me.
And you can find me, Michelle Beatty, at careertipper.com and on Instagram at careertipper. Please join our mailing list. We share upcoming guests, career tipping moments, and you can also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. And please leave a review. Thanks for joining today, and remember to be confidently you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Career Tipper Podcast. We're grateful for our listeners and guests. For more resources about how to evolve to your professional best, share your comments and feedback about this episode and your suggestions for future guests, visit careertipper.com. Until next time, be confidently you.